Now let's talk about what you're actually gonna need. Now some of these things are optional, so don't one-click buy everything you see just yet. And the first thing I want to mention, you can't buy anyway. Yet it is maybe the most important. It is almost philosophical in a way. Because I always say you can substitute many things in these doughs, but there is one thing you can never replace, and that is time. Too often do I see rushed recipes using way too much rising agent at the cost of quality. I understand. No, believe me, I completely understand that people have less time than they did over the previous centuries, but you can't rush nature. While the result will, of course, be edible, the baked goods will often become stale and harden quickly, will feel too heavy and have this yeasty taste covering up the amazing natural flavors. But now, let's get to the more physical things. Now this is a teig cutter, or a dough scraper. I personally like these rounded, flexible ones because you can much easier get the dough out of the mixing bowl. Next up, my personal MVP, the KitchenAid, which has made its money back manifold. But don't worry, any mixer will do as long as you have a dough hook. Of course, if you are wild enough, go ahead and mix the dough by hand. And also, talking about it, maybe down the line, and if we get there, there will be multiple doughs like pasta that are to be mixed directly on the table as per tradition. Now, next up, this is a scale and a measuring cup, and I will be issuing a warning right ahead. I will be talking grams and milliliters because partly that's what I have, but also because the math is a lot easier, but feel free to convert it into whatever you like. Next up, of course, you're going to need a mixing bowl, preferably one that goes with your mixer, of course. And now, 2 more sentences in regards to the flour. If you buy flour and you are in the US, please make sure that it doesn't have more than preferably 1 ingredient. Also, of course, yeast. And don't worry about the sourdough. When and if we get to it, we will be making this from scratch, which is surprisingly easy. Okay, optionals. This is baking malt or Backmalz or malt flour. It helps with the crust and the color. There are several types that you will find looking for it. And that is dark, light, active and inactive. And I personally tend to use the dark inactive one. If you can't find it or don't want to buy it yet, don't worry. This is also only interesting once we get to the sourdough. And another thing that's only interesting when we get to the sourdough is this is a proofing basket, what we call a Gärkorb. It's mainly used to proof sourdough bread, but as a bonus, and if you're into that sort of thing, it's great for Instagram pictures of your sourdough journey. I personally like the ones with the cloth inlay for better washability, but we won't need them until we get to the sourdough again, so no hurry, don't worry about it yet. Another thing that you don't really need to worry about is this, we call the perforated baking tray, which is again optional, and it creates this classic texture on the bottom of your Brötchen or the baguette and helps them keep the shape that you want. Again, optional, you can also of course bake them on a stone or even on a regular tray. It will still be pretty good. Now, then there is something that Google Translate tells me is called a lame in English, which is for scoring the bread. I don't have one, I use a classic razor blade. But scoring is important, so find something really sharp, because it helps the dough rise much more easily. Good. Alright, now with that we should be more than set. So now let's get going as per request, starting with the Schrippe, the Weg, the Brötchen, the absolute classic.